What's up? Y'all are gonna be seeing a lot of different backgrounds as I'm moving around. So, yeah. I'm gonna make another video that goes more in depth about my law of assumption journey, but I guess I'll give a little brief summary overview, I guess, whatever you want to call it, of how I found it. In the year of 2020, I believe I was going through a lot, and it was not fun for me. I was very much not having a good time. And I also had a mutual on Instagram who was going through the same thing with me, and we're both at the time believers of law of attraction, and we were all in the headspace of divine timing and let it go, and if it's meant for you, it'll come to you, it'll find you, and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm just really glad that I'm out of that now, because it's not the move. As you can see from literally everything that I stand for, is not the move for me. I'm just very glad I'm out of there. So my mutual, who I was going through the same thing with, and we were both in law of attraction, her name is Alaya. Actually, she makes music. I wasn't sure if she wanted me to plug her here, but I'll just say her name is Alaya. Unless I'm saying it wrong and it's actually Aaliyah, but it's spelled like Alaya. I don't know. Anyway, after a year of going through all of that hoopla and stuff like that, she had found a Sammy Ingram video in, I think, 2021, and she had sent it to me because we were both manifesting the same thing. And she had sent it to me, and she was like, this works. And I was like, okay, well, what is that? So I thought it was a law of attraction video, but I clicked on it and it was law of assumption video, and I was very confused because I didn't know what the difference was at the time. But I click on it and I listened to a little bit of it, and I just kind of thought in the beginning, this woman is insane and she has no idea what she's talking about, and I'm not gonna listen to her. So at that point in time, I just didn't bother with Sammy's channel, and I'm pretty sure she had like maybe 29K back then, which is completely wild if you see where she is today. But I was like, no. I kind of just left it alone because I felt like I was tampering with something. I'll go more in depth in my other video when I do a video about my journey with law of assumption. But I was like, no. Over time, I kept going with the law of attraction. I thought I was doing everything right, and I was getting no results, but I kept going with law of attraction. Alaya ended up getting her manifestation, and she had texted me or DM'd me, whatever you want to call it, the same thing to me, but she had DM'd me and she was like, I got my manifestation, it happened, and she was really excited. And I was like, oh, no way. Like, I was like, really? Like, that's very intriguing to me. So I gave it another shot, and I looked at Sammy's video again. I looked through her channel, I looked at a few videos, and I was like, you know what, maybe she's right. Maybe people don't have free will. Maybe divine timing isn't real. Maybe this stuff is actually real, and maybe this is what I need to be doing. And I kind of just thought to myself, I have nothing else to do anyway. It's not like anything's working or anything I want is actually coming to me, so why not just give it a shot, you know? So in summer of 2021, I gave law of assumption a shot. It was my last resort, really, because I was very spiritual. I had a spiritual advisor. I was going through law of attraction, and I was also at a very, very young age where people were taking advantage of me. So I didn't really know what was a scam and what wasn't a scam and all that kind of stuff. I basically just had myself and Alaya. I had my first manifestation through practicing law of assumption, and I never looked back, and I'm here now. So I'm going to share with you guys some of my success stories, or some of my success stories that I deem to be most, I guess, big or whatever. Basically success stories that I think are considered to be big success stories, and I think that you guys would find interesting. I want to share in every area of life, if I feel comfy with it. And if you guys, I don't want to make the video too long because I do have a lot of success stories, and I'm going to try to summarize everything. And if you guys want a part 2, just let me know, but these are just a few of many. And you can also always look at my Twitter page to see more of my success stories. I think I have a whole thread on there of everything I've ever manifested, and I don't update it anymore because it's way too much. I constantly tweet when I have success stories. So yeah, this is my first ever manifestation, so that's why I'm gonna say it, because it basically changed my life. My first ever manifestation success story was seeing lime green cars every day. And when I first did this, I told you guys I found Sammy Ingram's channel, and I wanted to try out what she was saying with something that I wouldn't really disappoint myself with, but something that I knew it was me, so I know I can trust myself. I thought, what can I manifest that I'm going to actually know it's me, because I know people had talks of, oh, manifesting a free cup of coffee or manifesting free food or I don't know, stuff like that, and it just didn't resonate with me because I feel like it's so cliche and normalized or whatever, and or seeing a butterfly or whatever. I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to manifest a specific color car, but I didn't want it to be something like red, blue, white, black that you can just see going on the road anyway by default. I wanted to manifest seeing a crazy color car, which was a lime green car. I had never seen that car in my life. I didn't know they existed. I lived at the time in Miami. I didn't really know they were a thing because I had never seen them around. I did what Sammy said, and basically at the time my mentality was affirm and persist, and it has changed now, and I will go over that, but it's basically the same thing, but I just don't see it as that anymore. Don't worry about it. All she was telling me to do was affirm and persist. So I took that advice, and basically I told myself that I always see lime green cars. I don't think I did this all day, I barely remember, but I think I did this for a specific amount of time, and this was what my primary focus was on. Like, it was just on seeing lime green cars. It wasn't on anything else. I wasn't manifesting anything else. I just wanted to see if this would work. So I just kept telling myself, I always see lime green cars. I always see lime green cars. I always see lime green cars. And I would think that to myself. I tell myself that, I guess, often. And on, I think maybe the second or third day, I did see a lime green car, but it was in a music video, and it was in a music video for one of my favorite artists. I just kind of, you know, you check out your favorite artist stuff all the time, so it's not like I was like, oh, let me go see if I see a lime green car in this video. No, I just clicked on the video because I was interested. I wanted to see the music video, and I was enjoying the music video, and I saw a lime green car swoop on by in the video, and I was like, oh, okay. I did the same thing anyone else would do when they are just starting and they didn't know that it was really them, and they are still in the process of trying to figure out how to trust themselves and what works best for them in manifestation, and that was doubt myself. And I was like, I don't think I did this. Maybe this is just a coincidence. But now I know there are no such thing as coincidences. But at the time, I was like, okay, maybe this is just a coincidence. So I would just keep telling myself, even after that, after the day after, I was like, I always see lime green cars. I always see lime green cars. I always see lime green cars. One specific day, I was at the doctor's office, and I was asleep on the ride there. My mom was driving me, and I was asleep. And when she woke me up, I woke up and I looked to the side of me, and there was a lime green car parked literally to the side of me. And I was like, wait. Like, at that point, I knew that I still thought it was a coincidence, but I knew that it was me, if that makes sense. But I still didn't fully believe, like, oh, this is because of me. I just thought, this is strange, this is a coincidence. Again, I kept telling myself, I always see lime green cars, I always see lime green cars, I always see lime green cars. And I just couldn't deny it from that point onward, because I would see them every single day. And my mom even pointed out the lime green cars. She was like, why are there suddenly so many green cars? Like, what happened? Like, what happened? It was just kind of a gagging moment for me, because I was like, I really did that. Like, I actually did that. And why else would lime green cars, something I had never seen previously, suddenly be popping up all over everywhere? Like, just kind of followed me everywhere. Even when I would go visit my grandpa and come home, I would see a lime green car, and I would see it just driving out. Parking lots, I still see them today, because I think I created that assumption so deep that it's just it's an assumption, it's an expectation now. Every time I go out, I still do see lime green cars. Even when I'm in different states, I see lime green cars. When I'm in California and New York, and even when I visited Philly, I saw a lime green car, and I was just very gagged. I do have like proof and stuff. You can go back on my Twitter page, just type in the little search bar lime or lime green car. You can find, I literally kind of documented every single time I saw a lime green car. I would tweet and be like, yo, I just saw a lime green car. I just saw this, I saw that. I don't do it anymore. But when I was first starting my journey, because that's the entire point of starting my Twitter page, if you ever want to test manifestation out for yourself, do something of that sort. Even after I saw the lime green cars, I still was very skeptical, and I again will make another video on this, my entire journey of manifestation where I am now. But I was still very, very skeptical. So I wanted to see if I saw pink cars and purple cars, because I couldn't really fathom that I really saw the lime green car. So after that, I would tell myself that I saw a pink car and I saw a purple car, and I did see it. And I don't remember the specific design, but I told myself I'm gonna see a car that looks like this. And it's on my Twitter again. You can just look there. I don't remember things that happened from like, what, 2-3 years ago. But you can just look there and I proved it to myself. I did see a pink car, I posted that. I did see a purple car, I posted that. I did see the specific car that I wanted to see with the specific design on it, I posted that. I even tested it with Scooby cars, with Scooby-Doo vans and stuff, and I I ended up seeing a Scooby-Doo van. I just wanted to have fun with it and test it. But if I had never done that with the lime green cars, I wouldn't be here right now. And I'm not even over exaggerating. I know it might seem like it's something that's not a big deal to other people, but to me it's a very big deal, because if I did not have the faith of a mustard seed to see the lime green cars, I would not be able to build a modeling career. I would not be able to manifest money when I need it and all that kind of stuff, and I can. So my next success story is online school, and I feel like I should do a video in depth on every single success story because I don't want to hold you guys too much of your time here. I'm just gonna summarize it. The same exact summer of 2021, I was starting college or university. I was also facing a lot of health issues, but I'm not anymore because of manifestation. At the time, that was a time where COVID was still a thing. Like, it wasn't 2020 when it was just starting and everyone was panicking and stuff, but it was a time where COVID was definitely still a thing and it was still going around and people were still very much scared. No one really knew much about it. So I enrolled for university, but the university that I enrolled in, we're not offering an online school option at all in the slightest. My doctors thought at the time that it would be better for me to take school online, to take classes online, because of my health issues and because we were still figuring stuff out. And it would just be better overall for me to take classes online. So we emailed the school, we told the school, hey, she needs to take classes online. Is this okay? Will this be doable? It was a flat out no. It was a no for a while. And even with doctor's notes, it was a no. Even with my parents reaching out, it was a no. They did not want to accommodate my health issues and offer an online option, even though they did have an online option, but they just were not really offering that for, I guess, very obvious reasons, such as I'm sick and I don't need to be in class right now. Yo, it was a mess. I even tried to advocate for myself online, like on my old account before I made the Law of Assumption account. I was like, the school is not letting me take classes online, but they're letting other people take classes online for this reason, but they're not letting me take classes online for the reason of I'm sick and I need to. I was like, okay, Law of Assumption, let me just try this out. I had manifesting lime green cars, so maybe I can manifest taking classes online. So I told myself, I just told myself, I was like, I'm gonna take classes online. I don't care. I don't care what they have to say. I'm going to take classes online. I told myself that even while I was going through the process of emailing them back and forth and them being like, okay, well, we can send you to this higher up to see if they'll let you take them online. We can send you to the dean, we can send you to this person, you can talk to your professor with this. And all while I was going through that, I just kept telling myself, no, you're going to let me take classes online. It's like, no, this is how it's gonna go, and you're going to let me take classes online. So I did that, and I ended up taking classes online. And I think it took maybe like 5 days for this to really happen, like 5 days after I started affirming. But they were very, very, very stubborn. You're stubborn, well, I'm stubborn too, you know? I was very shocked that it happened, and I still didn't believe that it was me, it was manifestation. But I was at this point for a very long time where I didn't believe it was manifestation until maybe like 40 or 40 something success stories in. I had manifested my dad getting a job after not having a job, and we were in a very, 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 very bad financial place because he didn't have a job. And was basically, he had thought that he didn't have to work anymore because he had enough to take care of everyone, take care of me and my mom and himself, but he did not. He had actually like quit his job because he thought he could, and his job had replaced him very quickly. We ended up in a lot of financial trouble where we couldn't afford the things that we wanted. We couldn't afford, we had to be very, very careful about what we spent, and it was a bit much because they didn't know if they could be able to send me to university because we didn't have enough money. It was a bit of a struggle because we had to really be careful about buying food. Like, there was a point where we couldn't afford to get food every day, but we were okay because we kind of had food storage, if that makes sense. But we couldn't afford to actually buy groceries at that time. Like, we had to be very, very, very stingy with our money and penny pinch on literally every single thing. This was also in 2021, right after the online school happened. So he was out of a job. He was looking for jobs because he had realized, okay, well, I need to actually go back and get a job. And my mom couldn't take care of all of us with her job, and I didn't have any income because I was a student and I was just getting into university. My dad was looking around for jobs. He was applying for literally every single job, and he was not getting any callbacks at all. And this occurred for maybe about a month. I kind of got this little bright idea, and I was like, well, I know law of assumption, and I manifested lime green cars, and I manifested seeing all these pink and purple and fancy cars that I usually don't ever see, and I manifested a lot of other little things on the side too, and I did online school, so maybe I can do this. I kind of just told myself, I was like, you know what, no, he's hired. They hired him. He has a job now. He has a job. He's financially stable. He has a job. He has a very high paying job. And I kept telling myself that. And I think the hardest part was facing the physical world. Even though I didn't really let it phase me, I just was very, very stubborn. I was like, no, actually, he has a job right now. He has a job. I'm so glad he finally got that job. He got the job. He got a call back. They called him back for the job. And I just would talk to myself like this, and I would affirm it. And I don't really remember how often I would affirm it for, but I'm pretty sure at the time I would focus on like maybe one thing at a time, because I was not manifesting multiple things, because I did not fully believe I could do that. I was not fully into manifestation. I think it took maybe 3 days, 5 days, I don't remember, something around that time frame. I think 3 days. And we were in the car, and I was at an appointment, and he was taking me to my appointment. And I remember him suddenly, like, the mood was very dreary, because of course when you don't have any money and you know you can't really take care of yourself at the time, you are not in a very good mood. You're kind of depressed rather. So he was very not his usual quirky self, so he was just very sad. And then suddenly he perked up, and he was on his phone, and he was like, I've just got a notification. He was like, they just texted me that I got the job. They just emailed me and told me that I can start Monday. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, that's insane to me. Like, I just thought it was very insane. But I was very sad as well, because I was worried about my parents. So I was like I was not in the best of moods either. But when he told me that, I got into a very good mood, because I was like, I've been affirming for this. And that kind of built my faith in myself in the law of assumption. But of course, like I said, I was not comfortable with the fact that I can manifest until maybe 40 manifestations in. So that happened, and I was like, there's absolutely no way that was me. My next success story is probably one of my biggest ones yet. There's no way I can tell you guys every single thing that I have manifested for my career, but this is about my modeling career. In 2022, after I had really gotten over that hump of how I really do this, I don't really know if I did it. I don't know. First ever modeling manifestation was, I think, swim week, because I lived in Miami at the time. It was walking in my first ever swim week, and there are pictures on my Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Did influencer stuff before, but I don't want to be seen as just no damn influencer. I'm not an influencer. I want to be what I am, a model. I want to be seen as a model. I shifted from influencer manifestations and clothes and collaborations with brands like Shein, Romwe, and all those kind of brands to modeling. Like, I want to do modeling. For modeling, I have been on the cover of InStyle. I've been on the cover of Grazia. I made history as the first short model to cover InStyle and Grazia. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. If I tell you guys all of my modeling stuff, I would be here all day. Those were just a few. I've also modeled for Rem Beauty and Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's too much. Let me just tell you. I'll share my Grazia and InStyle magazines another time, but the ones that I want to talk about today are making history as the first short model to walk New York Fashion Week. I did this in 2022 with 4 other short models, and I did this year as the first short model to walk in New York Fashion Week on the CFDA calendar. This success story, this is for New York Fashion Week. I walked for Chooks Collins. I'm not lying, so I don't know what that's about, but if you want to look up Chooks Collins, you can. You'll see me. I'm literally, you might not see me right away because I'm short and everyone else is tall, but you will see me. And I have been published on Harper's Bazaar, Marie Claire, and Elle from this fashion week alone. We were having a casting call for 5'9" and up, 5'10" and up, or whatever, women only, to walk, and I showed up anyway, as I do with all of the castings. I always show up anyway when I have the chance, because I do not care. Like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And I think that's the mentality you should carry if you want to achieve your goals. You can't let anyone tell you no. I showed up, and I ended up getting chosen as the only short model to walk for them. And I had some of my fellow short models tell me, they've told me that they've showed up before in the past, and when they showed up in the past, everyone below, they had a measuring tape and they measured everyone's heights, and everyone below 5'9" and up got sent home. And I did not, because manifestation. Like, that is the only thing that I have to say about that. Your mindset is so important. If you show up as if you belong there, they're gonna treat you like you belong there. I told myself that I got in. I told myself, yes, I got into New York Fashion Week. I got in, I'm walking New York Fashion Week. I made history, I'm walking New York Fashion Week. And I just held that mentality, and this was this year. I held that mentality, and I ended up walking New York Fashion Week. Know that it's a short explanation. I'll go in depth in my other videos, because I just don't want to make this video too long, but that's really all it comes down to, is deciding that you're going to do something and it happens, or deciding you have something and then boom, you have it. Like, that's really all it comes down to when it comes down to manifestation. Telling yourself this is true, and then it becomes true. For New York Fashion Week in 2022, which is the first time I ever walked, and I made history with 4 other girls as the first short models to walk New York Fashion Week. Not a show recognized by the CFDA, but a show that is still very much so very, very important, because I was also published in Elle Marie Claire Harper's Bazaar, Madame Figaro, and more publications back then as well. But basically with that, the opportunity kind of just fell into my lap, because that summer, that 2022, after I had manifested my first ever swim week, I made a list of everything that I wanted to achieve as a model. And of course I put magazine covers on there, I put Insta, Grazia, Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, all that. I put events on there, movie premieres, charities, award shows. I put meet and greets. I put New York Fashion Week, London, Paris, Milan, Miami, LA, all of that stuff on my list. And I didn't go one by one and be like, okay, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. I only did that with swim week. From then on out, I just said, all these opportunities just fall into my lap. I just told myself that. I told myself all of these opportunities just fall into my lap. I'm going to get all of this. This is going to happen. I'm going to get all of this. I told myself that. And I didn't really fixate on it much. I kind of just told myself when it came to mind, which I guess is a lot, because I do think about my career a lot, and I don't have the mentality that it's going to take a long time at all. I got out of that. I left that in my law of attraction days. For New York Fashion Week, the opportunity fell into my lap, and it fell into my lap literally the month after Miami Swim Week, which was in August. It fell into my lap through a group chat where someone was like, hey, I can't make it to New York Fashion Week, but my friend or something is looking for models, and she says you guys can email her here. And in the group chat, a lot of us emailed, and I was chosen, and I got chosen to walk New York Fashion Week in 2022. And this is my video. It's literally still goes viral on Instagram for some reason. I don't know why, but this is me walking. I didn't expect to walk New York Fashion Week. I didn't expect to even walk for a short brand, which was on brand with what I wanted for myself, becoming one of the first short models. So do you see how that really played out? Like, that's kind of really whack. That's wild if you really look at it. One of the brands I had walked for is called House of Artie, and she is a luxury brand for petite women. And I had no idea that those things even existed. But it happened. It fell right into my lap as I want it for myself, because like I said, I made that list and I told myself it's going to happen. Period. And I also obviously had the mentality that I'm going to be one of the first short models, because I don't care. I don't care what other people have to say. It's going to happen for me, and it's happening for me. So, I mean, obviously it worked. And of course I have more. If you want me to include in part 2, you let me know. My next success story will be money. And basically I have a lot of money success stories, not only for me, but for my parents as well. Again, if you want to see all of those, I can make videos on them. But I do document everything on Twitter, which is why I keep telling y'all it's all on Twitter. And all I did was just tell myself that I have this specific amount of money. There is a picture of me going around, like, I think someone used my picture of me and the money as their thumbnail for a subliminal. There was this one where I just kind of told myself that I have 20K right now. I just said that I have $20,000, and I told myself I have 20K, I have 20K, I have 20K, I have 20K. And I do remember at that point in time, I was a really, really, really big saturator. So I would saturate literally all day and tell myself I have 20K, and then boom, I had 20K. I believe the 20K came through some plan that my parents had for me. I don't remember what it's called, but it's for university, and I ended up not needing any of that money. And so I got it in cash, and I ended up posting a picture of it on Twitter and I was like, hey guys, I got money. I did the same thing with 10K, where I would literally do this exact same thing where I told myself I have 10K, 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 and I ended up getting 10K. It kind of came unexpectedly, but it did come. But I do have like proof and stuff of me and the money, and like I keep saying, just go on Twitter. Everything is already on Twitter because I posted it in real time when it happened, because I like to have proof for my manifestations, because I believe that if anyone's going to preach about manifestation, they should actually have proof of it. That is all my success stories that I am going to share. I will do a part 2. Let me know. I do have a lot more success stories, obviously, surrounding health, money, career, that I can go in depth in, and all that kind of stuff. You guys just let me know what you want, and I will literally give you the success stories. I just don't want to run my storage up, and I don't want to make this video too long. But anyways, like I said, you can always look at my Twitter. Everything is on there. I literally post in real time my success stories, so literally everything is on my Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it didn't seem too rushed, but these are just a few, and yeah, bye.